Good morning and welcome to the FerrumPanthers.com Coaches Show. I'm delighted to be here with a longtime veteran women's administrator at Ferrum College, women's athletics administrator, and head softball coach, Coach Vicki Van Kleeck. Vicki, welcome.
Thanks, Dave. Glad to be here.
You brought two of your star seniors with you.
Absolutely.
And you want to introduce them?
Sure. I'd introduce Sadie Wallace. She's a catcher, and Kylene Culler, who you know from basketball, but our starting shortstop.
Yeah, and you're the seniors, the leaders on the team, and I think you do a good job of leading.
Thank you.
And you're having a great season so far. Why don't we begin, Sadie? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and maybe what you study at Ferrum?
Sure. I'm from Boonesville, Virginia, and so I'm a local girl. Woo!
Right, Franklin
and,
County.
I'm studying business and accounting. So after graduation, I hope to find something in my field. So.
Yeah. Who your coach at Franklin County is Brian?
I had Brian Forbes as my coach for 3 years, and Coach Hess was my coach my freshman year. So,
great.
But he's no longer in the school system.
Great.
So.
And Kylene, you managed to play two sports, which is something that's not done very often this day and age. And you had a tough basketball season because you got hurt, but now you're ready to go at shortstop, right?
Right.
and you're from?
I'm from Patrick County, which is not too far down the road, obviously, but I'm majoring in health and human performance.
Good, good. And what do you hope to do in the future?
I'm hoping to do occupational therapy.
Okay. Yeah, so you'll have to go to grad school, maybe
yes, sir.
Radford or somewhere.
Hopefully Radford.
Yeah, yeah. And how about you, Sadie? What do you hope?
Well, I'm applying for grad schools right now, too. And
right.
so I hope to get my master's in accounting and then sit for the CPA and become a CPA. So.
And that's a good indicator of the quality people, women that you've had over the years, Vicki. This is your 23rd year, 24th year, 27th as a head coach. Came from Mercer.
Right.
Mercer University in Georgia. I remember the day you came on campus. Everybody was wondering, who's this new hotshot softball coach they got? And so it's been quite a ride, hasn't it?
I came here from Mercer to get back to Virginia because I was too far away from my family.
Right.
Thinking that I would stay here for about 3 years and go back to the Northern Virginia area. And 24 years later, here I am.
Still here.
By choice.
That's
by choice.
That's the same as me. I came, in '86 and thought, well, this will be 3 years. I'll get my doctorate and go. Yeah. And things change.
Absolutely.
And this place grows on you, and it's been a good ride for you and me.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll get into our futures here in a little bit, or your future actually. But let's talk about this year's team. And ladies, you're the seniors, and coach. It's been a pretty good ride. We had a tough schedule. We were talking about that earlier. We play a real tough schedule, so we're ready for the league.
Right.
Talk about the season.
Well, yeah, we went to Florida, and we had really played 6 games down there. It was very, very competitive. We played Trine, who was number 6 in the nation, and we beat them 1-0 in an awesome, awesome game. We scored on a squeeze bunt in the top of the 3rd and played just fantastic defense. And Courtney Ride pitched that game and did a great job on the mound. So all those games down there, with the exception of one, were very competitive, and I think laid a good foundation for the start of our season.
Well, you brought up Courtney Ride, freshman, and I'm thinking, wow, Vicki's going to retire, and she has this hotshot freshman pitcher. Pitching's pretty much everything, well, it's a lot in fast pitch softball,
right.
And she's a good one.
She's been rookie pitcher of the week for the last 3 weeks consecutively, and I believe she had 14 strikeouts against Mary Baldwin, and she had 12.
She just had 12, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So against North Carolina Wesleyan. Yeah. So pretty big.
She's a good one.
And I don't know if you've seen her. She's not very big.
No, 5'3".
She's 5'3", but she gets everything out of that
Right.
5'3" as anybody possibly could.
Right.
So, you know, I do need to say something too. I don't think you know that Sadie broke her hand at LaGrange, so she is out. Unfortunately, she has a season-ending injury.
Oh boy,
and
that
for any
hurts.
senior, you know,
Yeah.
I felt for Kylene when she had her
Yeah.
ACL tear, but
Right.
now, you know, the bug is bitten
Yeah.
softball, and
Yeah.
now Sadie is out. She went to the doctor
Yeah.
yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even see
She's going
that.
back. She's going back
You
in
have a
2
little
weeks, so we're
cast.
hoping that maybe. I'm telling you, drink lots of milk, and God's going
Right.
to perform a miracle.
Right.
And we're going to get that cast off in
Exactly.
time for her to be back for conference tournament.
It's supposed to be on for 4 weeks, so that puts us the day before our last game of the season. So hopefully,
Maybe you can pinch run or something. You know?
Yeah.
Can you do that?
So,
The speedster back
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
bases.
we have Sadie for multiple reasons, but
Right.
speed is not one of them.
No. No. And you're related to somebody on the team, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
My father's the assistant coach.
Right. And I was reading on the website about him. He's had quite a career in baseball and was a great baseball player at High Point, and has coached baseball and golf and now softball. Yeah.
But I believe he coached softball longer
Yeah.
at Patrick County High School than he did any of the other sports.
Right. So he's got a lot of
Right.
great experience as a coach, and
Absolutely.
You
I mean,
know.
Gerald's been one of the best things that's happened to us, just to have some stability in the assistant coaching
Mhm.
position, but also to have someone with his experience.
yeah.
He really
Is-
has been
Was
real
he?
helpful.
Is he a pitching specialist in softball, or?
He
is
did it a lot for my sister. Like, he was
Yeah.
basically my sister's pitching
Right,
coach, and
right,
so
I
he picked up a
thought so.
lot when
Mhm.
we were younger, and so he
Yeah.
knows a lot about it.
Yeah. So.
he's got a great fundamental background in the game. What he doesn't know, he'll learn.
Yeah, and I know you don't want to play him in golf because he's one of the best golfers in the area. He really is. He's excellent. And, so a good athlete all around. All right. Well, Vicki, this is your last year and last season. And tell us what you're going to be doing. You're not going to stop working like I am. I'm going to stop working and play golf with Gerald.
It's like when Human Resources asked me if I wanted a rocking chair as
Right.
a retirement gift. I
Yeah.
told them I didn't really see myself sitting in the rocker for long, but
Right.
I am going to be. I spent 5 years on the NCAA Softball Rules Committee and made a lot of contacts there, and I am going to transition to be the NCAA Softball Secretary Rules Editor, which is a strange title, but
Right.
basically handling the rules for NCAA softball.
Right, and
She
that's
knows
all
him well.
divisions.
Yeah, she knows him very well.
I probably
all
know him. I
divisions.
probably know him too well, but I know him better than the umpires.
I know
That's
you know
why
them
I
better
don't-
than the umpires.
That's why I don't stay on the field.
Yeah,
in
I know.
Huntington.
I know you know them better than the umpires. So
Especially when you can recite the page number and exactly where on the
right,
page.
exactly.
Page 100, 10.2.
And that's why they said you're so good. We're gonna have a job for you when you
Listen,
retire.
I've got huge shoes to fill because Dee Abrahamson's been doing this for 26 years.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like she's the face of NCAA softball. So for me to come in, obviously I'm going to, use her as a resource and learn a lot from her. But I'm going to definitely have a challenge in front of me.
So you'll be able to work from home.
Absolutely, wherever, either home or wherever my laptop is.
Right. Exactly. Well,
So-
So Florida,
that's great.
maybe.
Just call
Right.
my cell. 'Cause
Yeah. I don't think
that's what I was thinking. Kind of down at Dawn and Jesse's house.
you're pretty well entrenched here in Roanoke, though. You've been here a long
Oh yeah,
time.
I really don't see myself
Yeah.
making a geographic move.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the rest of the season. Pretty much all of our long traveling trips are done, so that's good. But first, I want to tell a little story you were telling about talking about going to Florida, and I heard some guys talking a couple of years ago about the softball team gets to go to Florida every year and we don't. And I said, yeah, and the softball team works there, what's off to get to go to Florida because they're always selling stuff, and so that's something that you do. And I know that's not easy, but yet you have it seems like you have a lot of fun doing it. It's a bonding kind of experience, and you're working hard to get that money. You have the concessions at football, concessions at basketball, and
Baseball.
others, baseball now. Yeah, so.
And And we also did 2 clinics in the end of
Yeah.
January, the beginning of February.
Yeah.
And that was all fundraising
Right.
for us too.
Right. So yeah. So you pay your way to Florida. I almost got to go to Florida once with you, but I had to work or something. Billy Bird.
I don't remember the extended. Oh yes.
Billy Bird
yes.
had said, "Well, you can come on, you can
I
come."
took Billy one year as a driver.
1 year. That was it. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
That might have been fun. Were you on that trip?
No, that was before their time. That was
Before your time. Okay, well, let's talk about a little bit, Vicki, about, so we talked about what you're going to do. Let's talk about memories. One of my fondest sports memories at Ferrum, or a couple of them are softball related, and a couple of them aren't even about games. You know,
Probably some of mine
the
too.
ring ceremony. When we won the championship a couple of years ago, and Kylene was playing basketball and she couldn't be there. And
Oh yes.
Santa Claus, I think, gave you a ring, and it was a special ceremony.
Speaking of which, you look familiar.
Yeah, right. That was fun. So, yeah, Santa Claus and gave you a ring. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Well, I forget what the song was.
If you
We were
If
in.
you something and put it
We were.
on.
There were 2 long rows of softball
I
players.
remember the day. I don't
Santa
remember the
Claus
song.
came in with the
into
with the
the
ring.
end of basketball practice.
Right,
Yeah.
end of basketball
I
practice.
had no idea what you guys were
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, it was.
If you
fun.
like it, then you got to put a ring
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
like it, put a ring on it. Beyonce or somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So
she couldn't be at the Christmas get together
Right,
we were having when we
right,
had you come
yes,
and hand out
yes.
rings. So we went to her.
Yeah, exactly. We went to practice.
Right.
That was fun.
Yes.
And the Santa was at the ring ceremony with the other team, right? So with the rest of the team.
Right. Right.
And you always wanted things to be special for your team, you know. And I don't want to get emotional or anything, but another good, you know, this is a sports memory that I have after 29 years, and I've been to a lot of games and been to a lot of different things, and it's not even a game, it was an exhibition. You had at the homecoming softball game, you had a great group of women back, and one of your players had been inducted into the Hall of Fame, and there was just a great group, and it's a memorable group, and so they're playing, and you know, most of those alumni games are lucky to get a full team to
Right.
play. Well, this
Yeah.
had 2 full teams, people on the bench. They were really into it. They made a special attempt to be back here, and Shannon Jost went head first into home plate. I couldn't believe it, and it's one of those things you probably had to be there, but you know, people just went
At
nuts.
37 or close
Yeah.
to 40, she's
40 years
that's
old.
also
She still
probably
got
the
the
same.
hustle.
That's no, that wasn't the game where Julie separated her shoulder,
Oh, no.
or dislocated her shoulder.
No.
So,
Yeah. And Julie Shiflett was your
Thomas, right?
yeah, and hopefully there'll be more Hall of Famers coming through, because
There
there's
needs to
certainly
be.
some that
Absolutely.
deserve it. Maybe a couple of the ladies sitting at this table at some
I
point.
think in the future you're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So those were good memories. And what do you think? What's our back to the season? What are our chances of getting into the playoffs? Well, we'll be in the playoffs in our league.
Well, right now we're ranked 3rd in conference right now in the middle of the season.
Right.
And we were preseason polled at what, 4th?
Mm-hmm.
4th. So, you know,
Yeah.
we're holding strong to
Yeah.
everything. We still have 6 conference games left to play, so there's still a lot
Yeah.
of road left.
The people in front of us, we haven't even played yet. So
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
it's exciting to know what's gonna
Okay.
happen.
So you hold your own destiny. If you win, you're in.
Right.
Yeah.
We're dealing with, besides Sadie's injury, we're dealing with a few other
Right.
injuries right now. We
Yeah.
have 2 of our pitchers have been out. Amanda Roberts
Right.
was out; she's back, but Emily Taylor's out.
Poor
That's-
Emily's had a tough career in terms of.
she has not been the last 2 years. She's not been
Yeah,
healthy.
she's another small one, not
Yeah.
very big. Yeah. But you're riding this freshman now, Courtney, and she's pretty good. Can you get, you know, in baseball you get sore arms. I guess you can in softball, though
Well,
not as.
You do,
Not
but
as
I mean,
much because of the way you-
anatomically,
Right.
the fast pitch motion is is better for your body than throwing baseball.
The rotator
Right.
cuff.
I mean, obviously you can't overuse them because they're going to get dead arms just like baseball players will do. So I think like this block of time we have off now is good for all of us to rest up and get stronger, get healthy.
Yeah. And you have some home games.
Yes, we do.
And
Next
the away
weekend,
games aren't very far away.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to Meredith today, but we
Right.
postponed because of the weather, so we'll go there next Tuesday. But next Friday, April 3rd, we have Averett here, and then Saturday we have Greensboro.
Right.
That following Monday we go to Methodist, and then we have Maryville here towards the end of the year. So, and then we go to Peace.
Yeah. So things are looking good that way, and you control your own destiny. And with leaders like this, these ladies, maybe we can pull this out. That'd be a nice little gift for your retirement.
Well, I mean, yeah, it would be, but I don't want it. It's not about me. It's about them. It's about the team and what they can do, and
Yeah, it's not about It's not about you.
Yeah.
But you've been here 23 years, and I've never seen just the fact that you had all those women coming back for the alumni game. These women love her. She's tough, and they might call her a name or two once.
After they get out.
They might call her a name or two, but I've never seen somebody generate the respect that you have from your women, and that they keep in touch. And this is something that this is your. We talk about the Ferrum family, and I don't want to get too emotional, but this is your family, the softball family, and you've created this big family for years and years and years. And you got a son, Steve Harmon. Have you ever met Steve Harmon?
Yeah,
Oh,
he comes on the road. But Dave, in response to that, I mean, I have just been very blessed.
Right.
When I look back at all the young women I've had the fortune to that actually God has put in my life, and I can remember special things about each one of them, and probably what their role was to teach me. They had each of them taught me something, but it's been really, really special, and that aspect of life I know I will miss greatly.
Right, and the relationships that you form as teammates, and then with your coach, and you've been tough but fair, and that's what I always hear, and that you're so respected, and I just think that's a real credit to you, and it makes life really fun. And I know you'll miss it, but you're going to have women all over the country that are your
And I do think
friends.
one of the challenges in this day and age is that young people have changed a lot, and unless I mean, you get a nucleus of them who have been raised, like these two here, and other people on our team. There's a nucleus, but it's very challenging in this day and age because of the different mentality, the different focus that people have in their life. Young people do, and they're an instant gratification generation.
Yeah.
And everything's right there for them. So it's challenging sometimes to try to motivate and coach them.
Yeah, and then every generation you have older people like us talking about the generation coming up. But I think we can all see it. It's a whole different world and a different way of communicating. But it's having teams and having families that when you're together and talking, and that's what makes it different.
Right.
I mean, that's what really helps when you have time, when you're in a 9-inning game, or 7-inning in this case, 7-inning in this case, and you're together and you're not on your phones. That's pretty. I mean, that's pretty good. Anytime they're not on their phones,
and I don't want the phones in the dugout.
There's Gary Holden, our producer.
Right there,
he's on his phone.
No phones in the
He's gone
dugout.
to the younger.
No phones in the dugout.
Good.
Don't worry.
I like
the second
those
we're back on the bus, everyone's on their phone.
Yeah,
Right,
Red
oh,
Bulls
yeah.
now.
I had said no phones in public places, like when we would go into restaurants, but I've noticed that's kind of
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. And I
Yeah.
can't fight that battle. You know, I'm not going to go around the tables and tell them to put their phone away.
Yeah, and then you know, I see students walking, you know, into a pole or something while they're looking at their phone. But you know, then they say, well, you know, I don't have time to look at it in class, or I can't be on it in class, so I have to do it in between classes, and that's why. But yeah,
I think more of them are on it in class than we would like to admit.
right. I think
Yeah.
maybe they're taking notes on
Oh, yeah, yeah.
on
Sure,
their
Dave.
phone or looking things up on Google or something. But yeah. Well, is there anything else anything you'd like to say, or that I didn't ask you that I should have? We're gonna win one for coach, win a championship,
Just
NCAA or the whole thing, or
Hey, just keep,
right?
just
We
keep
better
going.
shut
Keep
up.
going. Hey, listen, the Division
Right.
Three National Championship is at Moyer in Salem,
Right.
so you know,
Oh,
why
okay.
not?
Yeah, why not? That'd
Why
be
not?
great.
Bring it home.
Yeah.
And
Sleep in our own beds, play
Yeah.
local. Yeah,
Oh.
we'll take it.
that'd be great. We don't even have to pay for hotels. I think we like the women's administrator likes that.
Well,
Yeah.
you get a per diem when you get to that level, so you know.
I read about a National Association of Fast Pitch Softball Coaches,
Association.
and you were honored by Easton, which is a big softball company that provides bats and equipment. And 500 wins. When was that? 2 years ago? Last year?
Last year after the North
Last
Carolina
year.
Wesleyan game,
Yeah.
sometime in March, I believe.
Yeah. What an honor. So you were invited to get this award, and
They have a victory luncheon, they call it,
Uh-huh.
and it's amazing to go
Yeah.
there and see people who are, you know, 500 is nice, but there's
Right.
people with 750, you know, close
Wow.
to 1,000 wins. So,
Yeah.
I mean, younger people just starting out, like a friend of mine that coaches at one of the ODAC schools, like she got 100, and one got 200. So
right.
it's nice that there's an organization that recognizes
Darn right.
achievements along the way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and Easton's been a big supporter of
Oh, yeah.
fast pitch.
Right.
Yeah, it's a great sport. My dad played fast pitch down in Florida after World War II and was a catcher, and he said that people threw harder than pitchers in baseball at that point in time. So.
and you're also 43 feet now.
Right.
You know.
Exactly.
It's pretty comparable to the baseball pitcher throwing in the 90s.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would say, and it's tough to hit. And you're having a good year.
There's a memory of Gary coming out and taking a couple of swings off of Stacy Porter.
Right.
You know, he came out to the Bassett field, and I think she whizzed one by his head and high and
Right.
tight, you know, and Gary, I think he dropped the bat.
My
Just
claim
said,
to
"That's it,
fame
that's it."
is that I hit a foul ball off Billy Wagner.
Oh,
A
really?
nipper.
Awesome.
I had a nipper. So yeah.
That's good.
But
That's
but
good.
other than that, yeah.
I was smart enough to get out of that bat.
Gary said he was smart enough to get out of the batter's box. Okay, well, your next home game is
Friday,
Friday.
April the 3rd.
Friday,
There's
and
no classes, and we would appreciate everyone in the community trying to come out or on campus because it's, you know, we won't have
yeah,
the luxury of having the students here.
yeah,
And also Saturday as well.
right.
against
So
Greensboro.
it's Easter weekend.
Correct.
And we need people.
We
out.
need support,
Right.
definitely.
Well, you know, I got thrown out of the last game.
You're going to buy free concessions for everybody
Right.
that shows up, right?
I would.
You're going to pay for everybody's concessions that shows up, right, Dave?
I will not do that, but I'll cheer hard, and I promise not to yell at the umpire.
I actually one more memory that you just reminded me
No,
of.
don't. You can't
One more
go
memory.
there. You can't go there. I was
the
trying
umpire-
to help the team.
The umpire
win.
came to me, it was Jerry Price, and he said,
Oh,
"Who's your
gosh.
game day administrator?" And I said, I don't know why. He said, "Well, the guy over there in the red shirt. You
Dean
got
of
to get him to be
students at the
quiet." And I
time,
looked up
right?
there, and it was Dave Newcombe. And I said, "Oh no, Dave."
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, I was a
I know
little
you-
too enthusiastic about it.
You were.
And,
you had the
I
other.
was-
You had the other pitcher in tears.
Right. Well, you got to take. You know,
I forget where she was from.
you got to be taking heckling from the fans.
From your dean of
But I
students.
get right. Right. The dean of students should be
Shouldn't
showing
bring
a little
the
bit of
the opposing
civility
pitcher
and
into tears.
right civility. Right.
Wow.
Right.
What team was that? Do you remember?
I don't know. It was
I don't
it was
remember.
some odd team maybe that came in just for an exhibition, but they were.
That's never been back.
There was a lot. There's a lot of other stuff to that story, but we won't get into it. But I'm turning red, and it may be time to go now. Next week, who are we going to have? Mark Fry, our head lacrosse coach, and hopefully we'll find out too whether we're going to have the turf field at Ferrum College. That campaign is still going on. Those of you that want to donate for us to have field turf on our football field, which would help a lot of sports, including most every sport.
Right.
Even you could
yeah.
go down
Absolutely.
and take infield if your field was muddy. So that's what Abe said anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
We could.
yeah.
It would be helpful for everybody.
Right. So yeah, that's needed. And in the long run, I think it saves money, but it's a pretty big upfront investment. So we're looking for $600,000 by the end of March. So if anybody has any spare change, Gary's getting out his wallet,
Gary's his wallet
and the
out.
dust comes out. Right, the moss. All right, well, folks, thank you for being with us, and thank you for being a two-sport person. And it's the end of a great career in both. And
Sadie did
I
play
Sadie
volleyball
played
my first year
volleyball.
I was here, yes.
Right. So, Sadie, it was nice having you
Thank
with
you.
us. Franklin County gal, nice to be here. And Vicki, it's been a great run. We love you. I'm retiring. You're
Right.
retiring. We're going out together. So,
So we'll plan that. We'll plan that going away party.
you're the best, and I mean it when I say I've never seen someone as respected as you by your women and by your players, and I think that's a real compliment to you. And thanks for raising all that money so you could go to Florida every year. That was a nice
Thank
trip.
you.
Yeah, thank you for supporting us.
Right, big hot dog and popcorn guy. All right, well, until next week with Mark Fry, this is Dave Newcombe saying so long.